We are live. Hi, everyone. Did you guys miss me? Guys, I've been cooking. I have something special. I know I'm a bit late. I know I haven't shown up for a while, but I built something very special. I'm actually so happy about this. I've created a system using ChatGPT that solves, again, I try not to be I try not to exaggerate, but I really think I finally managed to crack the code. This solves almost anything. If you just it, I created a loop, a self-correcting loop, a circular self-correcting evolutionary process that improves everything I do in my life. Remember how we had a stream regarding the importance of building systems? Well, I made it very easy on how to start building your system, but it's so much better than that because now everything that you do, if you use the tools that I give you today, as long as you keep putting work into it, it will just automatically improve without you having, without you studying it, without you getting educated on it or doing research on it. It will just automatically keep improving itself, and you just have to do the work and do the step-by-step process, and whatever you put into the system, it will reach its destination faster than any other method. It's unbelievably productive and effective. I'll show you guys, and I hope you guys could appreciate how genius and how, and I haven't seen anybody else talk about this. I'm sure somebody else have come up with this. I'm not saying I'm the first person, but I came up with it myself using, I mean, I study other people how to use ChatGPT, but I haven't seen this. And I hope you guys are here and listening because this solves almost anything. I see Tree of Knowledge is here. I see Adaptive here. I see Jack is here. I see Unusual AI. I see Yasha. I see Mary. Thank you, guys. Oh, Mary is saying, looking forward to this. Guys, do I'm hyping it up so much. So, do you think I could deliver? Like, so listen to what I'm about to say because I'm promising you so much. And I hope if you guys pay attention, you will realize how amazing this is. So, let me actually give you some context regarding how my systems work regarding business or other tasks that I'm doing, how it works before, right? And then I'll tell you how amazing this is, right? So usually when I'm working on something, I have one tab that is ChatGPT and the other tab is Google Doc, right? The Google Doc is where I have my systems, right? So whatever the most important areas of my life, what I'm working on, I just have a Google Doc dedicated to that. And guys, don't worry if you don't have these Google Docs, these systems designed, it doesn't matter because I'm going to show you how you could build it from scratch and so easily now with ChatGPT. But this is, let me just tell you how it started for me so you appreciate where we are right now, right? So on Google Doc, I have a Google Doc for every project in my life. I have a standard operating procedure, a step-by-step guide, the prompts that I use in ChatGPT to get the next step done, the templates that I use, the text that I use, the links that I need, the files that I need. It's all, I have systems for everything. Okay. It's all step by step explained in the process. I just, whenever I need to do a task in my to do list, there's a link to the Google Doc. So this is why it's easy for me to to start working because I don't have to wonder what I do. When I sit on my desk, when I open my task for that day, there's a link to a Google Doc associated with the step-by-step guide and the system that I follow to get it done with the ChatGPT prompts that I need to use to do everything. So as soon as I sit, I don't have to think much because I know what I'm supposed to do. Here's the thing. The systems obviously need improving all the time, right? You progress as fast as your systems progress. You improve when you have better systems, right? And every time when I think my system is not good, I go and edit something, I improve something, I figure out something works faster this way, or gets you more results if I do a different way. So I keep editing my systems and they improve, right? However, now I have created a feedback loop with ChatGPT that will do this automatically, and it would do it in a way that I could never do myself. I could never imagine. Would never even think of. Right. So one thing I wish we had, and now I created it, was for AI. Instead of me having my systems on Google Doc and my ChatGPT, I wish I could get ChatGPT to come look at my system and constantly improve it itself. I mean, that's a that's unlimited growth. So this is what I do right now. Okay, this is the new way. And again, it starts simple, and I keep adding layers to it, so you appreciate how amazing this is. Let's say, for example, I don't know, what is the most important thing that you need to do to get you closer to the goals? A lot of us, some of you don't even have systems. You don't even know where to start. It's okay. I got you, right? This works for somebody that has systems, or somebody that doesn't even know how to take the first step, and you don't have a system. I'll let you know. All right. So, guys, how many you guys use ChatGPT in the chat? Like, I am hoping most of you use ChatGPT, right? Oh, Alice is here. Tree of Knowledge. Hi. Jack saying, I think ChatGPT is better than Gemini. Gemini is too sensitive and refuses to give answers to sensitive issues. Yes, and the format that it gives me the answers, I don't like it at all. I don't like. I mean, I only like Gemini because it can watch YouTube videos for me, and ChatGPT can't do that. That's the only thing I use it for. So you guys all use ChatGPT. All right. So what I'm going to do, what I need now, what you need for you to move to the next level is to have a paid subscription with ChatGPT, because I am going to tell you how to use the projects feature of ChatGPT. Oh, Mary's saying, I want to convert my manual process. Mary, I will show you the way. This will do it. This will make it so that everything will become. And guys, I will have multiple streams about this later. Let me also make sure that I tell you how to automate things later. Okay, Mary's saying, I don't use ChatGPT yet. Okay, get on it. Get on it. Just start chatting with it so that you get used to it. All right. So if you have ChatGPT, if you have a paid subscription, and guys, it's $20 a month, and it's worth so much more than $20 a month. So please just pay the $20 a month. Okay, it's worth it. It's worth it so much, especially because I just realized that the free version doesn't have projects. The projects are the key. Like, if you're using ChatGPT just by going in ChatGPT and talking to it, and you're not using the projects feature, you're missing out. You're missing out big. You're missing out big time. Let me explain. So the projects parts of ChatGPT is a place where you could give it context. So when you go to ChatGPT, you could ask it a question or ask it to do something for you, and it will do it, right? But every time I want to do this, I would have to explain things from scratch. Usually I have my prompts stored in Google Docs somewhere, and I copy and paste it. But it would be great if you could have an area where you could create projects where, in that, when you talk to ChatGPT in that environment, you have already given it all the context that it needs, so that you don't need to keep updating it of what this is about, right? So for example, I have a project where, in the instructions parts of the project, I will tell it that when I give you show ideas, give me 5 title suggestions, give me 5 text on the cover, give me a description, use YouTube best practices, all of that, right? So this time, because in the projects, in the instructions part of the project, I have written all of those down. Then when I go into ChatGPT, when I go to the project section, when I go to a YouTube live stream preparation project, I don't need to keep telling it every single time, hey, give me the titles, give me the description, give me the text on the cover. I don't need to give it all that prompts, because it has already stored that in the instruction area. So when I go to it and I tell it to, hey, this is a show idea that I have, it will just give that all to me. So it saves me so much time. By the way, this is not what I'm talking about. I'm just giving you context for what is about to come. If you think this is the amazing thing that I'm revealing, no, everybody is using projects. I'm just telling you what the projects are, so that they could so that I could then build on it and tell you the circular feedback loop that I created, what it is. You need to understand what projects are. So you guys understand what projects are right now? So this is nothing new. This is nothing special. This is not the secret that I'm revealing. Okay. I'm giving you something so much more impressive. This is just basically the projects area of ChatGPT is just a time-saving method. So I don't need to. So I give it a whole bunch of instructions. So when I prompt it, it it acts as if it knows all that context, and it responds accordingly to the context that I give it. And I could also upload some files. I could upload PDF, I could upload Word documents, I could upload Excel spreadsheets, and it will refer to those. Like, for example, if I have an Excel spreadsheet of customers that I need to contact and their status, then when I tell it, like, hey, what's the status with, I don't know, so and so, it has access to the Excel spreadsheet and it will just tell me, right? So I don't need to upload it every time because it's already uploaded in the project. So that's what projects are. So I wasn't using it for a while, but then when I started using it, I realized that this has a potential to be so much more than just a project. I unleashed this evolutionary process. I created a Darwinian model of trial and error, and I created this immersion property just by getting the projects to self-correct. Let me tell you, oh my God, I have opened the door to something, to unlimited growth forever. And again, I know the models will keep improving and new tools will be added to all of this, which will make this even easier going forward. Okay. But this is the way. This will be the way for everything. A version of this will be the way for everything. Mark my words, you will see this loop. People eventually, other people will realize that creating loops like this, how much potential they have, and you will see it everywhere. But you saw it here first. Remember, I know we're small here and we just started talking about this, but you saw it here first. Okay, so here's what you do. There's a project creation process that I have, and I have a project improvement process, right? So we could go with the same example, like starting a live stream. But let's say, for example, but the improvement part is important, how we improve it, because that's the loop that we're going to get into. I have a Google Doc here that has prompts. A whole bunch of this Google Doc is so I have a whole bunch of projects. I have like 20 different projects, 20 different Google Docs for 20 different projects, right? But there's one Google Doc that is at the top of this pyramid, which is the what do I call it? I call it improved systems. This Google Doc, first of all, there's one tab in it that links to all the other Google Docs that have a project in them, right? And then there's another tab that has the ChatGPT prompts for creating a new project, but also ChatGPT prompts for improving a project. Okay, so trust me, it will start making sense once we step by step. Okay, so there's the prompt that you want to use to start a project. It depends on what you want to use. Let's say you already use ChatGPT for doing certain tasks, writing, preparing a live stream, customer service, writing research, anything that you're focusing on. And you are used to going in ChatGPT and giving it some prompts and using it and to get that work done. What we'll do next time, do this. Next time, instead of just going into ChatGPT and writing it down, your prompts in the area that you usually write prompts, start a new project, name the project. If you don't have any project instructions, it doesn't matter. Leave it empty for now and start your project for that day from beginning to end as if you're just talking to ChatGPT in the normal area, not in the project area, right? So usually you will give it some prompt, it will give you some results. Usually it's not ideal. You keep talking to it, you still improve it, and like the text that it gives you. It's important that you keep telling it what it did wrong. For example, if you're asking for 5 titles, tell it which one you liked, or if you didn't like any of them, or if you combine them, tell it every step of the way. Don't just grab the things and go. Just keep giving it feedback regarding what it did right and what it did wrong. And then once you're done with this and you get to the end of talking to ChatGPT and you're finished with this project, this is what you do. You tell it to give you the instructions. You say, okay, we're in a you tell ChatGPT, we're in a ChatGPT project right now. Based on the feedback that I give you from beginning to end, write me a project instruction. First of all, try to recognize what is the goal of this project based on the tasks that I just gave you. Write the purpose, and then after you write the purpose, write me the instructions that if I put these instructions into the ChatGPT project instruction, next time when I start the same prompts with you, you would get the right answer faster or right away. Basically, turn the feedback that I just gave you every time you did something wrong into a project instruction. So based on, you say, here's what I have written, here's what I say, tell it. This is the prompt that I have. Based on all the feedback I gave you above, give me an instruction so that you do better next time. Keep what is working. Okay, well, you don't have to include this part because this is for improvement. Write the instructions, give it to me. And also I tell it, project instructions cannot be longer than 8,000 characters. Before giving me the project instructions, count the character to make sure it does not go above 8,000 characters. Include the purpose of this project at the beginning. So what it gives me, I don't just copy and paste that into instructions. I go in the Google Doc that I have for this specific project. I have a tab called project/SOP, which means standard operating procedure. I copy this project instruction into Google Doc in case I lose it or I accidentally delete the project, so I have the instructions there. Then I do a word count on Google Doc to see if it's under 8,000. If it's not, I tell ChatGPT that you screwed up, you idiot, make it shorter. But then I will take the project instructions and I will put it into the project that I already started. And then here's where the magic starts. And again, this is not the magical part yet, but it starts. Next time when you're doing the project, next time when you start, you'll notice how much more fluid and how much easier you're going to get to the final result. But here's what you do next time. So let's say you did this task today and you finished the project without having instructions, but you got the instructions and you put the instructions into the ChatGPT project instruction area. The next time you do this project, you go from beginning to end, which will be a lot smoother. But here's what you do now. You improve it. Every time you finish, every time you end, you have to ask it, here are the project instructions I have for this project so far. So the old one that you have from yesterday, you put it there, right? And then you say, based on all the feedback I gave you above, again, how do we need to change the previous project instruction so that next time you do better? Keep what is working, make all the improvements, and give me the new instructions. And then I say project instructions need to be 8,000 and all the things that I said before. So now, the second time, the project instructions is improving, but I still won't copy and paste this right away. Here's what I do now. I say, so by the way, every time I ask it for a project instruction, I make sure that the thinking model is on, not the instant model. So it gives me the project instructions while I have the thinking model on. Then I switch to instant model and I ask it, what did you change? Because I don't need it to think so hard right now. I just need an instant answer. So then it will tell me, so we had the first instructions. Now the instructions have improved. It will give me a list of the things that it changed in the project, and I will just go over them just to make sure that it makes sense. I just want to make sure, and I want to see, based on the feedback I gave it today, what did it change? And if I'm happy, generally, usually it does a good job. And if I'm happy with how it improves the project instructions, I copy it. But before I copy it and I put it in my Google Doc, in my Google Doc for that specific project, I have another tab that says old project instructions. So I take the one that I had before and I put the old one there. I like to keep the old ones because if the new project all of a sudden I see that it's not performing as good as the old ones, I like to go back to the previous model, right? I just want to make sure the old one, the old project instruction is I still have access to it. So I moved the new one, I put it in the old tab on my Google Doc. I moved this new one into the where I usually keep the project instructions. Look at the word count, make sure it's under 8,000. Then after that, I will copy and I remove the old ones on ChatGPT projects, and I will move this new one over there. So this is the first loop. By the way, this is only the first loop. We have more loops, okay? And you can, even here, even if you just keep doing this, you cannot believe how much better all your system, and you are, this is your, if you didn't have a system before, this is your first system. Congratulations, it was easy to make. I used to work hours to try to make systems. Now to make a system, you just need to ask ChatGPT to do things for you, and then after you have to tell it like, hey, turn this into project instructions. Congratulations, you have your first system. And not only you have your first system, you also have a way to constantly improve it. And you cannot believe, if you keep doing this every day, your project instructions are going to be the best. Like, it's going to become like magic. It's going to be like I'm waving a wand and things just happen, right? This was like a ChatGPT moment for me. Like, this is as exciting as the first time that we actually got access to ChatGPT. Alice saying, Armin, this is great. I have a work related project and I just generated instructions for it. We'll see tomorrow if it made ChatGPT smarter in this project. Yeah, and don't just be happy with the instructions. That's great, Alice. I'm glad that you did that. Just make sure you constantly improve it based on the feedback loop. So a counter is saying, so basically the need for the Google Doc is only for storing the previous instructions. Okay, so no, in my Google Doc I have many tabs for this. So it requires I have the project. I have also a tab that, I mean, because these were projects before I had this, my Google Doc used to hold all of the systems in there. So there's many tabs, right? But you could start with having the area that you keep the project instructions, the area that you keep the old project instructions, but also you need a tab for project improvements, and that's where you write down your ideas regarding what is the next thing I need to do to improve the project, right? But again, there's more. There's so much more. There's so much more. Okay. Before I get to other ways to create loops, and then a loop to rule, I will make you a loop to rule all other loops with them. Okay. So because we could create a loop for the head of the pyramid as well. And guys, this is just the beginning. I have so many other plans that I'm going to share with you in future streams. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell notification if you're new here, right? So here's another way to start a project. You could tell ChatGPT, since you have access to all my previous conversations, because ChatGPT now has a global memory. It used to be that it has only the memories of the stuff that within one chat, and when you start a new chat, it will just be its own standalone chat. But now ChatGPT has access to all of the previous chats that you have with it. So that's a very powerful tool. And this is how you could use it. You could say, since you have access to all my previous conversations, come up with a project instruction or a standard operating procedure, or let me say a project instruction for how I do, you put the thing that you do here, right? So for example, how I don't know, start a live stream or do a research or prepare a presentation or do my homework or whatever. This is in the brackets. That's what you put here. And then you continue. I will be using this in ChatGPT projects as the project instruction for a new project. And then I say project instructions cannot be longer than 8,000 characters. Before giving me the project instructions, count the characters to make sure it does not go above 8,000 characters, right? So this way, you don't even need to start a task and then finish it all the way to the end to create the instructions for a new project. You could just say, hey, just look at the memory you have of me and the discussions that we have had regarding these specific tasks, and make me a project instructions based on the memory that you have. The, come up with the purpose, come up with the step-by-step, the rules, the templates, whatever. Create that for me, give it to me, and then you create a new project like there. So that's another way to create a project, right? One other way to make a start a new project is if you are one of those people who has their systems in Google Docs before, you could just upload that to ChatGPT and say, hey, just figure out what this project is, look at all my documents, or maybe the emails that you send to your clients or whatever. Just like, hey, I'm not going to even explain to you what this project is. You look at it, tell me what this is about and what my project is and what the purpose is. You tell me. I'm not going to waste my time telling you. So listen to it, see if it gets it right. I'm like, okay, good job. And if it doesn't do a good job, tell it. And then say, okay, based on all the documents that I sent you, I want to create a ChatGPT project to do this. Write me the instructions for me. Again, guys, every time you're asking it to write the instructions, make sure you have the thinking model on because you want the best instructions, right? So you can see that I mean, I have so many other ways to start a project, but I'm not gonna. I'm more excited about the improvements part. The improvement part. Okay, I already told you one way to improve and create a loop. Um, here's yeah. Here's one thing you could do. One way to constantly improve your project was to go from the beginning to end and ask it to update the project instructions based on the feedbacks that you gave it. And guys, every time you do that, don't trust it looking at the instructions itself. Just feed it the current instructions and say, update this for me. And also always ask it how it updated, right? But here's what sometimes instead of just going through a task and then relying on the feedback to improve the project instructions, you could just take the project instructions, give it to ChatGPT under the same project, and say this. Guys, write this down. Remember this, okay? Look at this is gold. What I'm about to tell you is gold. This will do miracles. Say, based on the current best practices for using ChatGPT projects, is this a good project instruction? Do you have some suggestions on how to make it better? Is this the best instruction if I am trying to? You put your goal here because this is so important because sometimes your projects are improving, but they're improving in the wrong direction. Sometimes you have to ask yourself, what is the goal actually here? You need to calibrate. You need to say, am I trying to, I don't know, increase the number of clients, increase my views, increase customer satisfaction, get a higher grade? What is the actual goal here? So this prompt, it looks at your project instructions, looks at the best. Guys, you don't need to be a prompt engineer. This will give you the best prompts because this will, you don't need to be an expert regarding how to write the best project instructions because you could just ask ChatGPT based on the current best practices, is this the best instruction if for this project if I am trying to get to this goal? Do you see how genius this is? This is gold. This is I'm giving you treasure, guys, for free. Okay? So let's continue. I have more. I have more. Okay. Oh, by the way, one before I get to the one loop to rule them all, which is the loop that we create at the top of the pyramid. I will, before we get to that, use this prompt to, in case the instructions are more than 8,000 characters. You could say project instructions. If the instructions are more than 8,000 characters, I have the prompt for this, right? I say project instructions cannot be longer than 8,000 characters. The character count for what you gave me is 8,573. Reduce by just a little bit so that it fits. Okay, but do it in a way that nothing is lost and it continues to serve the same purpose. Oh yeah, triple check the character count before you deliver to make sure you don't make this mistake again. Right? So that's what I do to make it shorter. There are some more complicated prompts I have here, which I'm not going to go over. I have a prompt designed here to try to refocus your project on what is will give you the highest amount of scale, the 10x thing. So if you want to 10x your productivity, there's an 11-step process that I have here that will identify the choke point, the main barrier for your growth, and that will improve the project. Will basically figure out what is the wall that you're at, what is the thickest wall that you need to basically keep punching into to so that you could refocus your project on that. That's a more complicated prompt system that I have here. I'm not going to go over that today. Let me know if you're interested in that, because I really I don't want to just improve. I want to improve in the fastest way possible by identifying exactly what it is that I need to, if I do the most of, it will 10x my productivity, right? Or will make me scale the most. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm gonna come up with ways to figure out automation ways using ChatGPT. ChatGPT will identify what areas of your project can be automated with what tools. That's another show that I'm going to do. Again, you don't need to hire any automation experts. I will get ChatGPT to figure that out for you. So I'm not going to go over that today. Maybe that will be another day that we talk about that. But let me see. Oh, I also something else that I'm not going to go over today, but I'm working on, which I will talk about another day, is I have a prompt for trying to see the synergies between all your projects. So right now I'm turning everything in my life into a system, right? And every system into a ChatGPT project. But each one of these are being done separately. But one day I want to find a way to give all my projects together to ChatGPT. So, and my calendar. I also have a project for calendar improvement, right? Which is another thing I need to talk to you guys one day. But I want ChatGPT to be able to look at all of them together and see if there are any synergies or if there are any blind spots that you could only see if you look at all the areas of your life, separate areas of your life together. So I'm working on a prompt for that. So that would be another show. But let's go to the loop of all loops at the head of the pyramid. Okay. So yes. So like I said, let me give you some context and then I'll go make this point. Guys, this is so good. I'm so impressed with myself regarding this, and I'm seeing the results of it. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, guys. With these systems that I have in place, I can't. When I wake up, I cannot wait until I get to work, because it's just like everything. It just goes so smoothly with all of these things I have in place. So I'm so excited to start work every day because of these systems that I have in place, right? But look at this. This is where it gets so beautiful, right? So I have this pyramid. The body of this pyramid are all these 20 different projects that I've created, and now it's actually 20 different systems, and now we're calling it a project because these systems have turned into ChatGPT projects, right? And each one of these projects has its own Google Doc and its own ChatGPT project, which I link to it in my Google Doc as well, so I could I don't have to go look for it in ChatGPT. Every time I go to a project that to a system, the link to the ChatGPT project is in my Google Doc, so I don't waste my time looking for things, right? But like I said, there is a one Google Doc that has all the links to all of these other Google Docs, and it also has these self-correcting prompts that I use stored in this Google Doc at the top of the pyramid, right? But here's what I do. So, these prompts are used to look at the project instructions and see how we could improve them. But now I have a prompt to improve the prompts. So I copy this document with the prompts that are designed to improve the ChatGPT project instructions. I give it to ChatGPT and I say this to ChatGPT. I say, look at these prompts that I use here, okay? Let me know if you understand what the purpose are. And then I'll wait for it to tell me what the purpose are. So at this point, the ChatGPT should understand that these are prompts designed to improve my project instructions, my ChatGPT project instructions. Then if it understands that, then I say, tell me if I can improve these prompts for the desired purpose. Basically, based on the best way to use prompts right now, the latest best prompt strategies based on our understanding of how to prompt engineer the best. Look at these prompts, given that you understand the purpose, figure out if you could improve these prompts. So the prompts that are meant to improve the ChatGPT project instructions, are these prompts written the best way? And based on the best practices on prompt engineering, give me some suggestions on how I could improve these prompts. So not only have I created a loop for my improving my systems, I have created a feedback loop for my feedback loop mechanism. Do you understand the exponential level of growth you're going to be having if you just continue doing this? Do you understand that this is like the end of all productivity hacks? You don't need to read another productivity book or automation tool book class, or even you don't even need to read any business books or anything, because if you're doing something with business, you just put it into the system and it already has all access to all the best methods to do everything, and it will just constantly improve it itself. You don't need to be educated on anything. You just need to build. Even if you start building this pyramid that I told you, like this even if it's crappy at the beginning, it doesn't matter, because you already gave it instructions to improve. You could have a really shitty system at the beginning and it will just get fixed and it will just get better. Guys, I feel like crying. I don't know if you guys appreciate what I just told you guys. Yeah, okay, unusual AI is now trying it. That's good. Guys, please, please, please go try this, what I told you. If you want to use the prompts that I have, or if you didn't understand what I just said, just copy the link to this live stream to Gemini and tell Gemini to explain to you what I just said, or maybe ask it to give you the prompts that I just told you, right? And then ask it if it's a good idea. This, what I just gave you, is absolute gold. Just go use it. This will improve there's nothing in your life that you do that cannot get improved by this. I challenge you to come up with a suggestion. Personal relationships, pets, business, exercise, health, managing your calendar, anything. If you do this, you will improve. Start with the most important parts of your life, the part that needs the improvement the most. Anything you could think of, if you put it into the system, you will become the best at it. If you just keep feeding the system. I mean, you shouldn't just build a system. You actually then need to, and then you will be so motivated to work because you have created a machine that is hungry for more information to, because you see the machine growing and evolving and improving. So you will be so excited and motivated to work every day because you see the more you feed the machine, the better it becomes at understanding what the best way to do this thing is. So you want to work because your work is not just producing results, your work is also improving the rate at which you produce the results. You see the machine grow like a little baby that you're feeding with your work, and you'll be so motivated to work. That's, by the way, that's why I didn't do the previous live streams, because I was so addicted to feeding this machine. I built a machine and it's hungry with information, and the only way that I could feed it information is with my work, and that's why I work so much harder now. Do you guys get it? Do you guys understand what I have designed here for you guys? I don't know if you guys understand what just happened here. I hope some people appreciate it. All right. One day, some people will come back and look at this video and they're like, "Oh my god, this was the time. This guy figured it out back then before other people did." Dang, Mohsen is saying thank you. You're welcome. All right, guys, I'm gonna end the stream here, but I'm gonna go feed my machine. I hope some of you build your own machines and start feeding it, okay? Because you're missing out if you don't do this. You're missing out. I don't know what else. I don't know how to tell you this. You're missing out. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna head out. Um, if anybody understood what I just said and how significant this was, please let me know in the comment sections after the show is over. Okay. Okay. Muhammad is saying thank you. Mohsen is saying Jigar Talo. Okay. Tree of Knowledge saying stream was very useful and practical. Thanks for sharing. Alice is saying thank you. Guys, please, go use this. I know some of you saying thank you. I think many of you all are not going to use this. You will see so much. I promise you will see results from this. Unusual AI saying thank you, Armin. Falcon saying thank you. Okay, you're welcome, guys. Thank you for being here. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. Don't forget to like the stream and share the stream with more people. Jack is saying thank you. Okay. Share this live stream with more people because the world needs to hear this, guys. This is so good. You won't find this anywhere else. What I just told you, I've checked far and wide. This is nowhere else. All right. Bye, guys. Talk to you guys later.